Guys, words cannot explain how excited I am about this news that came out yesterday. It's probably the best news I've heard this entire NBA season. So we're gonna cover that, and trust me, you are going to want to stay around till the end, as well as cover the 10 games from last night. So without further delay, let the recap begin. Adam Silver is listening. This news honestly just made my day. Adam Silver has come out and said that there will be changes to the 2018 All-Star Weekend. Well, what kind of changes, you ask? Well, he doesn't know yet, and that's a great thing. I mean, this is something that we as fans have been asking for a while now. A more competitive All-Star game, a better All-Star Weekend as a whole. And now the people in charge seemingly have finally heard our cries. And I'm gonna read to you guys some of what Silver said about his plans to change the game. First off, he flat out said, we will change it by next year. Then he said, we collectively want to try to make the All-Star Weekend better for the fans. You hear people talking about 4-point shots, something that's not about to happen in the NBA. Some bad news for all of you people that were actually expecting that to happen. But maybe in the All-Star game, maybe there's a few spots on the floor where it's like a 4-point shot. Maybe there's a half-court shot in the last minute that's 10 points. I don't know, those are crazy ideas. And that's all he really said on the matter. So it seems like they're at the point where they want to get something done to change it, but they're just not sure what. And I don't think it stops at just the game on Sunday, but the entire All-Star Weekend. So maybe they take away something like the skills challenge and then replace it with something, you know, a bit more exciting. But hey, I'm just the delivery guy for the news, not the guy that's going to get to make the changes. But that's where you guys could come in. You guys could let me know what you want to see in the All-Star game, or how you want the game itself to change, and I could try to deliver that message to the league itself. So what I want everyone to do is comment down below this video an idea to improve the All-Star Weekend or just the All-Star game itself. You heard Silver's random spitball idea about the half-court shot in the final 1 minute is worth 10 points, or idea of adding some 4-point shots to the game. So you guys can really get as crazy or creative with this as you like. And then sometime next week, you know, maybe next Saturday or Friday, I'll come back to the comment section and compile a list of the best or comments that got the most likes into a video, and then try and get that video to the NBA. I'm just gonna come out and be honest with you guys here. And what I'm about to tell you isn't to brag or to make me sound special or anything like that, because I'm not. I'm just like you guys, just a fan of the NBA. But the NBA had recently contacted me. Well, if you guys don't know, I'm part of this NBA network called BBTV, NBA Playmakers, whatever. It's a network where a bunch of NBA YouTubers are in that allows us to use NBA footage. And recently this person who's within the network contacted me, and they're basically a liaison between the network and the NBA itself. And they said the NBA were interested in working with my channel on something. Still not sure what that is yet, but that's besides the point, all right? The point is that I have access to contact someone who has direct contact to the NBA. So if you guys do this, if you guys really put some stuff down in the comment section below, then I have a strong chance of getting that message seen by the NBA. That's all I want you guys to know, is that this isn't just for fun, all right? This is actually something that could happen. Comment down any crazy ideas, no matter how crazy it is, because crazy ideas are entertaining ideas, am I right? Post your comments, I will read them and then compile a video, send it to my liaison between the NBA. Then hopefully they can get the message to the right person and the NBA can see it and maybe even use some of your ideas in next year's All-Star game. That would be dope. In the He's a Legend news of the day, the all-time great one and only Dirk Nowitzki says that he plans to play for his 20th season next year. Now, this is a guy that I feel a lot of NBA fans don't give enough respect. Of course, he's an NBA championship, you know, he won the MVP back in 2007, but more than that, Dirk is just a true class act. Right up there with a guy like Tim Duncan, really just a role model for what a franchise player should be in the NBA. Loyal and just goes out there and does what he needs to do to help the team to win, nothing else. So it's great to see that he'll be coming back for a 20th season. But low-key, a part of me feels like he's just coming back to one-up Tim Duncan. Duncan and Nowitzki have a lot of respect for each other, but they also liked competing with each other. So I feel like Dirk said to himself, hey, Timmy only played with the Spurs for a 19 season, so I'm gonna give the Mavs 20. No, but in all actuality, he probably just couldn't leave that 25 million he'll earn next year on the table. It was like, retire. Nah, I'll retire once my bank account is $25 million richer. But hey, I can't be mad at you. Go get your money, Dirk. You deserve it. And that's about it for the news, and we still have 10 games to cover, so let's just get into those. Ladies and gentlemen, we have ourselves an Uncle Drew sighting. He was last seen setting absolute flames to the court last night against the Atlanta Hawks. He also goes by the codename Kyrie Irving. If you have any information on his whereabouts, please let me know ASAP. 43 points for Kyrie, and it was about time he went ballistic on someone. Unfortunately for any Hawks fans out there, it was on you guys. His 43 points and 9 rebounds led the Cavs over Atlanta 135 to 130. You know, LeBron James also contributed too. I mean, he had 38 points, 13 rebounds, and 8 assists. And the Cavs as a whole made 25 threes to set the NBA regular season record. And rightfully so, Kyle Korver was the one to hit the record-setting three in his first matchup against his former team since being traded. The war for the third seed in the East wages on. The Raptors versus the Wizards, back at it again. The Wizards got the W last time. Different ending to the story this time, however, is it's the Raptors who come away with the win 114 to 106. DeMar DeRozan once again leads Toronto with 32 points, as well as 13 rebounds and 5 assists, and Norman Powell scored 21 off the bench. Brandon Jennings made his debut for the Wizards last night, and I'm sure it didn't go as well as he would have hoped. He was scoreless in his 10 minutes of play. John Wall led Washington with 30 points to go along with 8 rebounds and 7 assists, and Bradley Beal chipped in 27, while the Wizards bench combined for 14 points. This was probably the best game the new duo of Cousins and Davis had played together so far. Unfortunately for them, their opponents were the San Antonio Spurs, and the San Antonio Spurs got the 101 to 98 overtime win. In only his 4th game as a Pelican, Cousins set the new rebounding record for the team with 23 to go along with his 19 points. Yep, just 1 point away from a 2020 game. Anthony Davis scored 29 points, and Jrue Holiday had his best game since acquiring Cousins. He had 26. And for the Spurs, they do what they always do, and that is whatever it takes to win. Normally that includes Kawhi scoring somewhere in the 30-point range. He had 31 last night, as well as 7 rebounds and 6 assists, and LaMarcus Aldridge had 21. The Spurs are now only 2.5 games behind the Warriors for the #1 seed out west. What is it with these two teams and their nail-biting finishes? McConnell hit a game winner once, then Melo did, and this time Melo had a chance to win it, but he barely missed, and the Sixers get the 105 to 102 victory. Justin Anderson, who was acquired in the Noel trade, showed that he could actually be a very valuable piece to the Sixers team going forward, as they will need a gritty player like him. He played some great defense on Anthony and held his own on the offensive end as well, scoring 19 points on 8 of 12 shooting. Could be Rookie of the Year Dario Saric also had himself another solid game with 21 points. Derrick Rose scored 20 for New York, and both Porzingis and Melo had 18. Like I said, Melo was pestered all night by Justin Anderson, and that resulted in 5 of 18 shooting. The Bucks sure do seem like they want the AC. After hearing the news that they will have their roster bolstered by Terrence Jones for the rest of the season, the Bucks came out and played with a lot more energy and poise, which led them to the 112 to 100 win over LA. Even though LA shot 56% from the field, but then again, the Bucks also shot 55%, so nothing out of the ordinary here. Giannis and Monroe led Milwaukee, each scoring 24 points. Giannis with 24 points, 8 assists, and 5 rebounds, and Monroe with 24 points and 5 assists off the bench. As the Bucks wind up with an impressive 35 assists as a unit. Chris Paul and Blake Griffin each scored 21 for the Clippers. Four straight 40-point games for Russell Westbrook. That is absolutely insane. And he was also only 1 assist away from another 40-point triple-double, and only 8 points away from a W. Yep, despite Russell Westbrook's monster 48-point, 17 rebound, and 9 assist game, it's the Suns who come away with the victory 118 to 111. And just like last night, it was a solid team effort, not just Booker and Bledsoe putting up numbers that got the Suns the win. Bledsoe and Booker did combine for 35 points, 17 for Booker and 18 for Bledsoe, but it was guys like rookie Tyler Ulis stepping up that did the trick. He had 14 points and 7 assists off the bench, and in total, the Suns bench combined for 55 points last night, while the Thunder's bench only scored 22. Boston vs. LA, one of the most storied rivalries in the NBA. Well, it might not be much of a rivalry, however, for the next few years, as these two teams are in completely different places in regards to winning games. 115 to 95 was the final score, as the Celtics wind up taking the win once again. Thomas failed to reach the 20-point mark, but that's okay, as long as they got the win, I guess. All 5 of Boston's starters scored in double digits. IT led them with 18, and rookie Jaylen Brown continues to get better and better and better all of a sudden. if he keeps improving like this, Boston may no longer want to package him for a Jimmy Butler or a Paul George. He had 16 points and 8 rebounds in his 23 minutes off the bench. Jordan Clarkson had 20 off the bench for LA. The battle for Florida, Miami versus Orlando, and it was Orlando who would get the win this time, 110-99. Peyton, Vucevic, and Gordon all looked exactly like what Orlando hoped they could when they drafted them. Gordon showed that he can be one of the most explosive power forwards in the NBA with 21 points and 10 assists. Vucevic showed that he can be one of the most offensively skilled centers in the NBA with 25 points and 9 rebounds. And Elfrid Payton showed that he can be an all-around point guard with a near triple-double of 12 points, 10 rebounds, and 8 assists. Hassan Whiteside had a monster game though with 15 points and 18 rebounds for Miami. High key, I think the reason Stephen Curry has been struggling so much recently is because of his brother Seth. I said in the past couple of times that the Dallas played that Seth was activating his Kekkei Genkai. However, I'm starting to think that that's not the case. I think this man Seth just straight up stole Steph's powers. He didn't shoot well from 3 either yesterday. Only 2 of 7, but that's okay because he still had 24 points and the Mavs still got the 104-100 win over the Grizzlies. Nerlens Noel also got his first start as a Maverick and gave them exactly what they thought they were getting when they made the trade. 15 points and 17 rebounds for Noel. Yogi Ferrell had 17 points and Harrison Barnes had 18. And the Mavs really did everything well last night except shoot the 3. 5 of 27 from beyond the arc. Brooklyn's win streak is finally over. I thought it would never come to an end. It was an impressive run, but it ends at 1. As they fall to the Utah Jazz 112-97. George Hill explodes for 34 points on nearly perfect 10 of 12 shooting from the field. He also had 7 assists, and Derek Favors had 19 points and 12 rebounds for Utah as they were lights out from deep last night, shooting 46% from beyond the arc. And that about wraps up all the action for the day 130 recap of the 2016-2017 NBA season, and now it's time to get into the player of the day. Yesterday, you guys selected Jusuf Nurkic and his 18 points, 12 rebounds, 6 assists, and 5 blocks as your player of the day. And here are today's nominees. Just another quick reminder, only players whose team won are eligible to win player of the day. You have DeMar DeRozan and his 32 points, 13 rebounds, and 5 assists. LeBron James and his 38 points, 13 rebounds, and 8 assists. Kawhi Leonard and his 31 points, 7 rebounds, and 6 assists. Or Kyrie Irving and it's 43 points and 9 assists. As always, you guys can go vote for the player of the day right now. The link to the poll will be in the description box below. But other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to leave a like on it if you did. And thank you once again for all the support you guys have given me. You guys are the best. And until tomorrow, keep getting the buckets, Team SDC. And I'm out of here. Peace.